Hey, what's going on guys, it's Tofu here, and welcome back to another Mutant video. I got some cool text sprinkled throughout this entire video, so I hope you find them useful and incorporate them in your games as well. Let's get started. We do search for Mutant's Cry here because we do have 2 copies of expansion, so we're able to banish that, summon Arsenal, and just set 3 and pass right here. I usually like to wait on Macrocosmos and like to chain it, so I'm going to use it after he summons his monster. I'm going to preemptively flip expansion just so I can get a banished target for Arsenal, so I can either banish Mutant M05 or expansion. He's basically setting up for my next turn play. And then I flip up macro right here, just so he's kind of limited now. He's like,
surprise, motherfucker!
Because like you flip it up right when he thinks he's gonna do something, and then he can't just because you banish him. So I activate Arsenal to banish that guy. He's gonna return cards in my hand anyway. So he ends up returning Arsenal and the face down, and he's a face down of his own. So right here, I normal summon my next turn setup play. He has called by, which is pretty good. So the best thing I can do right now is just attack. And I'm going to activate, so even though I'm negated, I have Mutant's Cry in my hand. So I can still banish Arsenal for cost to set up Mutant's Cry next turn to get the pop. So I'm negated, but that allows Arsenal to be engraved so I can activate Mutant's Cry. And then he summons him. He's not a summon effect, he has to be actually activated, so I instantly flip up Mutant's Cry to pop him, and then now he's only working with 2 cards, and I still have a Mutant Synthesis on my field. If he destroys him somehow, I can add back one of my cards here. So he's going for Admancipator Analyzer. He summons him, and he is able to summon one more card, Roxy. He goes into, and notice everything's getting banished. He has the higher attack, but I can add back my level 3. So my turn, and I just normal summon level 3. I search the equip spell. I'm kind of experimenting with it. It's not bad because like right here, without the equip spell, I couldn't really attack over him. So with the equip spell, I can basically just attack and banish him. And I set Mutant Expansion. So, I mean, it's not bad, it's usable. Alright, so this was a pretty interesting game. You want to always make sure to remember that D-Shifter only works if you have nothing in the graveyard. So I search with ST46, and then I play Shifter. And then I banish my Ash. I have 2 of them, so I think it's okay, but he ashes me. That's the right spot to ash a mutant. You don't want to ash them on their first effect, but you always want to ash them on their second effect, because they lose a card as well in the process. So now I just set 2 and pass. So I have an Ash in my hand here, and he's still under D-Shifter, so I think he just forgot that he was, because this card reads that you can send this card to the graveyard, but then he probably forgot Shifter was up. So I summon him, set up for turn 3, and right here I normal summon ST46, but he Valors me. So I made like a weird play here, but it works out. I go into Cross Sheep, and what Cross Sheep does is, I notice I have a fusion play here because I can Nemesis Corridor by returning this to the deck, or an Ash or whatever, and summon a fusion. And when a fusion is summoned to where it points to, you can special 1 level 4 or lower monster from your graveyard, and we have our level 2 that hasn't gotten negated or used any of his effects yet. So we're gonna bring that back, go into our Colossus, triggering Sheep. He brings Mist, and then he banishes Mist to summon the Mutant. Now they're both level 8s, so I saw that I had games with 2 level 8s. So then I just go into the Dracolubion number 100 play and go for game here. So it's quick and simple, but it's just an interesting way to utilize like your extra deck with mutants as well. Alright, let's get into this game here. I'm going to speed up the beginning. So our hand, we usually want to summon the level 3 here because it's the best option we have. We don't have any trap cards. We go for Mutant's Cry, banishing our level 8 just so we can set up for next turn. So we have a spell negate and a pop with Mutant's Cry. We got Duster for next turn and a normal summon. So we're doing pretty good. He discards, goes in. So we're going to negate the field spell. We always want to banish the field spell. Without it, they're not really doing too much. So he plays another one. We just go ahead and try to pop it, but he's going to banish himself to protect the spell. But that's 1 extra deck monster gone and 1 field spell gone. So now we have 2 more to deal with. Okay, we draw 1. We draw into Mutant Blast, our savior from last game. But he's just playing a lot of cards, drawing a bunch. Targeting special summon monster, destroying it. Okay, so we start off with our Duster. Okay, so we're instantly chaining to stop being affected by spell cards. So we Duster, normal summon, add Mutant's Cry. We're going to banish our level 2, summon our another spell negate. We're going to go for Mutant Blast just so we banish it so that he can't pop our equip spell, because we could just chain with Fusion Monster and he can't really target our Mutant Beast. And that way we load up our banish zone with high level mutant monsters to set up for Mutant's Cry next turn. Okay, and we did that just to swap out for Arsenal, so we can set up for Mutant's Cry. Pot of Duality. Okay, Rivalry. So Rivalry is pretty good against us, but we can pop it with Mutant's Cry. We have a choice. Either we pop it with Mutant's Cry, or we use Mutant's Cry to do the field spell. So, okay, he's just banishing cards. A little bit helping us though. Mutant's Cry. I am going for Ultimus here. And the reason I'm going for Ultimus is because I have Mutant's Cry in the grave to negate his Rivalry. So that's why I did that very last. So now we play Emergency Teleport. He's flipping up. There can only be one. I didn't negate this card, so I'm just waiting for the Rivalry. He plays Runick Freezing to negate me. I have to negate this, so I banish my Emergency Teleport. He goes for Rivalry. I chain Ultimus to negate that trap card. So you don't always want to shotgun your negates. You want to like know exactly where you're trying to negate, because if you know what your opponent's trying to do, you usually know where to stop them too. So hey guys, thanks for watching till the end. This was really fun to make, and if you guys want to see more and support the channel, if you guys can subscribe and like, that'd be really awesome, and comment down below. I'd like to see some new text and stuff like that, especially since the new support's coming out. I'm gonna definitely be making more videos then as well. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and see you in the next video.